The busy sounds of Inkopolis greet my ears as I slowly regain consciousness. Where am I? I'm currently seated at my desk in front of a very unappealing stack of notebooks and other tools for studying. I must have passed out in the middle of a practice test. Staring blankly at the zigzags my pencil left across the paper, my mind begins to race. I look around for an excuse to keep myself awake. A full-blown nap sounds divine right now. Nothing in my near vicinity needs tidying, and I already packed my bag for the day. Gosh, Midori, just stop being so tired already. Some things are easier said than done. Thankfully, I do have another reason to stray from dreamland. I'm volunteering at Inkopolis Central at 5 p.m. today. Yume, codename Agent 4, and Ayano, codename Agent 8, are accompanying me, although I really wish they wouldn't this time. But, in the words of 4,
what's a true friend if they don't encourage you every now and then?
I suppose that's their way of showing it, literally showing up for this. The time is now 3:59 p.m. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. City of Color, a high-energy anthem for the plaza kids who dance throughout the night, swaying under the moonlit sky, scattered with fireworks, almost as if in hypnosis. Splatfests with Callie and Marie felt like they could last forever. Now that part of Inkopolis is silent. It all happened so fast. Those two are no longer in the spotlight despite their careers launching onto more successful paths. I guess the verdict on freshness has changed. Marie is still my biggest inspiration in life. The queen of sarcasm, or the snarkiest sister as they would call her back in junior high. I wanted to be just like her when I grew up. I suppose I'm 75% of the way there. Brief flashes of my recurring dreams startle me. Another reason I need to find a distraction. These strange visions of Octo Valley tend to happen more frequently in the fall, since that's around the time I was initiated into a small group known as the Squidbeak Splatoon. It happened on a breezy evening after school, while I was wandering aimlessly through the plaza, trying to figure out how to procrastinate for a few hours. Oh, it became quite an ordeal. Dozens of Inklings lining up at every street corner hoping to take a picture with me? How would I enjoy my free time now? Spoiler alert, it was perfectly fine. What's an interesting story without a tidbit of dramatization? As I approached Eka Tower, that's when I noticed him. He had to have been a theater enthusiast. That costume of his was way too inspired. I'd only seen hats like his in the history books. Now this is the part of the story where any ordinary Inkling would ask, didn't your parents tell you not to talk to strangers? But it seems that all of us agents apparently have had a run-in with a fellow who later introduced himself to us as Captain Cuttlefish. That day in the plaza was an odd one. He left an insanely detailed drawing of the great Zapfish beside the manhole cover where he stood. It had to lead to some kind of answer, right? With curiosity soaring high, I followed this strange fellow to an area outside of Inkopolis. R.I.P. homework and goodbye public safety laws. Wow, what an adventure. After introducing himself, Captain Cuttlefish ranted and raved about the impending danger of the Octarian menace, that the great Zapfish, source of all energy in our city, had gone missing because of their nefarious plans for revenge, and that the second great turf war would be upon us if I didn't swing into battle, he continued. Sure, I take pride in my current S+ ranking, however, this sounds far more dangerous than the average turf war match. Still, a part of me thought that this is just like the anime I watch every week. Here I was, an unexpected high school student suddenly involved in an unbelievably life-changing plot. I couldn't tell anyone what I was about to do, so I held fast to the hero suit I was given and shouted with optimism, "I'll help save Inkopolis!" Oh, how naive I was. In my recurring dreams, I see myself walking through Octo Valley again and again. As the newly appointed Agent 3. My missions take me to many varying locales. One of them takes place in a stunningly near-identical replica of the Kelp Dome. A fiery sunset can be seen through the glass panels surrounding the dome. An Octarian appears above the central platform, and within a split second, she's right in front of me, the rapid ink fire from her octoshock covering my entire left side, making it difficult to move. How can I explain the sensation? If being splatted in turf war feels like dunking yourself in ice-cold liquid, then enemy ink is the opposite. It's almost as if every nerve in my body is on fire. I scream out to stay away and guard my face with my weapon. She instinctively jumps backwards, right towards a haphazardly thrown splat bomb. I manage to roll across the ground as she lands. Upon impact, her cries echo throughout the dome. The sound, chilling. I've had this same dream several times now, and once, even during study hall. My sleeping habits are slowly spiraling out of control. When my friends call to check in on me, I can't tell them the truth, so I gradually distance myself from nearly everyone. I tried asking Agents 1 and 2 about the Octarians. What were they really after? Was it true that they didn't respawn after They couldn't answer me. Captain Cuttlefish has also given them the silent treatment, it seems. Marie conducts her own research because of this, while Callie supports her with trademark optimism. It makes complete sense why those two are so resilient now. I never wanted to burden them with my own problems. I've held everything inside. At least until I met two new heroines, each with their own uncertainties. My feet carried me from my apartment to the train station before I could even realize it. Agent 4 notices me trudging towards her seat, and hurriedly taps the girl sitting next to her, none other than Agent 8. My eyes squint as I give a half smile and nod in their general direction. They're both used to my mannerisms by now, aren't they? Next stop, Inkopolis Central Library.
You know, it feels really weird going straight home after classes these days. No more secret hero missions and all that jazz. Wait, I'm sure Aya definitely doesn't feel nostalgic about the metro. I definitely do not. Although, our similar experiences are part of the bonds we share, right? The struggle is real, as they would say. You got that right. Wait, who are they, anyway?
The general public, Inkopolis Society, or my personal favorite, slimy little hipsters. Remember that one?
Man, DJ Octavio is one scary dude. I still have not found the courage to ask Marina about him. And I am afraid that I never will.
Hey now, I'm sure you...
2, 4, 6, 8, who we appreciate? It's you, Ayano Yuki. You can do anything you set your mind to, you know?
Oi, don't forget, we're in public transit here.
Oops. I just don't like to see her feeling down. I'd rather shout and scare all the sad thoughts away. Maximum energy. Aren't the happiest people usually hiding their own sadness too?
It's almost as if time is frozen. Agent 4's hand stops on Agent 8's shoulder. Her face is expressionless, but looking closer, I can see she is slightly trembling. Agent 8 opens her mouth to speak, then hesitates, her eyebrows arched in worry. I look back and forth between the two, and I'm at a loss for words.
Good evening, Inkopolis. Don't forget
Thankfully, Marina's voice chimes in over the loudspeakers as my saving grace.
Be sure to head to the pledge box as soon as
Our
possible to
final
vote for
stop
your
draws
team and
near.
pick up your Splatfest
This
team.
is going to
Until next
be
time,
interesting.
don't miss it.
Yeah, I'm fine. It's fine. We're good.
You're sure?
Yes.
We're finally here. Community service hours for graduation, huh? Why does Captain Cuttlefish still lecture me like he's my real granddad anyway? And another thing, you two still insist on accompanying me the whole way.
Of course. Bold of you to assume we have no interest in our education, Midori.
What? I thought you had your own plans. You're just here to embarrass me?
No. We want to experience this storytime phenomenon. Plus, it is my time off from work.
Why me? You know what? I'm just gonna go back home.
What? No! Please!
Fine. Let's just get this over with. Oh, God. Stop. If you make your eyes any wider, I'll have nightmares tonight.
Yay! We're in! We have a lot more in common than I thought, 8.
Yes, Midori Takako. Here to check in for the Little Inklings Reading Room event? Yeah, volunteering. ID? Yeah. Huh? The same surname as a stage actress. Interesting. Hello, everyone. My name's Midori. Nice to meet you. I have the perfect story for a night at the library. Here we go. Good Night Moon by Margaret Wise Brown. In the great green room, there was a telephone and a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon. And there were 3 little bears sitting on chairs and 2 little kittens and a pair of mittens and a little toy house and a young mouse and a comb and a brush and a bowl full of mush and a quiet old lady who was whispering hush. Good night, room. Good night, moon. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon. Good night, bears. Good night, chairs. Good night, kittens. And good night, mittens. Good night, clocks. And good night, socks. Good night, little house. And good night, mouse. Good night, comb. And good night, brush. Good night, nobody. Good night, mush. And good night to the old lady, whispering hush. Good night, stars. Good night, air. Good night, noises everywhere. That was a job well done. Despite your numerous efforts to distract me.
Jeez, Midori, do you have to be so serious all the time? Come to think of it, if you weren't, we'd have a problem. Was I really the only one who fell asleep?
Yeah, looks like it, Ayano. Don't think I didn't notice.
You've gotta be squiddy me!
What is it?
I almost forgot about tonight! Hey, me! Have you heard of a spot called Bluefin Depot? There's a bonfire happening later. My pal Lisa is inviting everyone she knows. What do y'all say?
If it'll make me a better Dualies user, then sure.
Aw, come on, it's not a ritual or anything like that.
Then what are you celebrating? Wait, did you say Bluefin? That's on the other side of town. It's actually pretty close to city limits.
Why are we lighting things on fire exactly? Apparently, this was supposed to be a get-together that took place after the fall festival, but since Splatoon is coming up, she said the timing would be perfect! Speaking of, you haven't chosen your team yet, have you?
Nope, I haven't given it much thought.
Same here. Midterms are the week right after the Splatfest after all.
Well, I'm not gonna get any more reading done tonight. Let's go. You can wish for a decent score on your tests when you get there, Ayumi.
For the last time, it's not a ritual fire!
Bluefin Depot isn't the most welcoming place in Inkopolis. It does have this distinct dystopian vibe that's currently trending. Maybe that's why so many kids are interested in working Grisco shifts these days. Aside from the bonuses, of course. The depot is surrounded by vacant, dilapidated apartments, and hovering above it are the remnants of forgotten railways. This place seems to be at the bottom tier for ranked matches lately. I suppose fewer groups are using it for practice on this side of town. It took us an hour to get here by train, and then on foot. This get-together had better be worth it. The bonfire blazes a bright reddish-orange against the darkening sky. Just as I expected, a few Inklings have joined hands around the fire. They're chanting And with luck, may we reach X rank in the coming month. You'll need a lot more than luck, Squiddos. Hey, Ayumi, what were you saying about this not being a ritual? She jumps upon hearing her name, and then turns to face me with her tongue stuck out. I wave, and she returns to her dance. We're currently on the second level of the depot, and a few other partygoers are seated above us. Agent 8 sits a few feet away from me with a sketchbook nestled in her arms. The faint glow of the spawn point used for regular matches catches my eye. I thought I saw a flash of purple for a moment. In actuality, it was just the camera flash from an Octoling's phone. We haven't been here long, yet I feel relaxed enough to not constantly look over my shoulder every 30 seconds. The sound of a Calamari incantation remix playing from a small boombox nearby lulls us along. I let out a heavy sigh and glance down at the floor beneath me. I'm confused. Suddenly, my hands tense up as I notice dark purple ink creeping towards my boots. Quickly, I look up. Everyone has disappeared. An all too familiar shrill laugh echoes in my mind. That's right. They were here too, weren't they? How could I have forgotten? In my panicked state, I couldn't move at all. Something is behind me.
Midori? Hey, Midori!
I must have returned to reality. Agent 8's concerned expression enters my field of vision. She's been shaking my arm for who knows how long. Sorry, I must have spaced out. These episodes are happening more frequently.
Are you getting enough sleep?
Do you really need an honest answer to that question?
Of course I do. You have me worried lately. Ayumi has too.
Nothing to worry about at all. I'm alright, I Well, I'm... Shoot, what am I saying?
You are trying to say the truth?
Aren't you clever? This is a defense mechanism. I don't mean it that way.
I know that by now, silly. Here, come with me.
You can see Deca Tower from up here, I think. Ah, memories.
Listen, Midori. I do not remember if I said this before. Thank you. Both you and Marina have shown me such compassion and understanding.
How do you know if it's compassion?
Huh?
What if I felt guilty for everything that happened before?
Guilty? For what?
Come on. Don't make me say it. Being mind-controlled by that terrible AI and forced to battle you again?
You had no control over that.
All the conflicts and missions where I fought the other Octolings. They were so difficult. I questioned whether it was truly the right thing to do at first. In the end, I just continued to fight.
That is what makes you so different. You were always determined, and I admire you for that.
You're too kind, Ayano. Despite what you've been through, you still see good in people. You're pretty cool yourself.
We have to put some amount of hope in each other, do we not? When you are ready, please tell me what is bothering you.
Maybe someday. Your stories are more intriguing anyway. Thanks for talking me down.
I still cannot believe you managed to sleep through the world's loudest booyah.
Hey!
It is no problem, Midori. What are friends for?
Sheesh, you're so modest. When we get back to Inkopolis, I'll get us all a bite to eat. I'm starving.
Ooh, how about that ramen shop near Inkblot?
Pretty specific, but sure. My treat.
Yay! Speaking of a treat, I think that is the team I will choose during Splatoon.
That's how you figured it out? Well, we seem to pick the same side lately, so... Team Treat it is. I guess Ayumi must be on...
Team Trick! Pulling pranks on... Hi, me. How long have you been here? Since you mentioned ramen. I'm looking forward to that, by the way.
Of course you are.
Maybe it's just me, but I have an inkling that you two are closer than before.
Well,
Shut it, Ayumi! That's not... Why are you like this?
You can't hide it from me.
Both Agent 4 and Agent 8 have asked me, what are friends for? It might be a rhetorical question for sure. Still, I think that a true friend will understand and accept you as a person you're meant to be. Once you find friends like that, do your best to treat them well, alright? Goodbye. For now. Hello friendos, thank you so much for watching and listening as well. This storytime episode was a little bit different and I really had a lot of fun writing it. If you enjoyed this video and the Inkopolis Storytime series, please consider subscribing if you haven't already and leave a like on the video. Please feel free to comment your favorite moments as well. If you're interested in supporting the series, there are a few links in the description you can check out, as well as some information that will pop up at the end screen of this video. Once again, I really appreciate it, and until the next video, stay off the hook and stay fresh.